The Celtics should not trade for Kevin Durant, especially if it involves Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown and Derek White and a first-round pick for Kevin Durant just isn't there based on value. Jaylen Brown in the regular season put up 23.6 points per game with 6.1 rebounds, 3.5 assists, and 2.7 turnovers at a 47.3% field goal percentage and a 35.8 three-point field goal percentage. Those are all really good numbers, especially for Jaylen Brown, who had an all-star caliber year. He just wasn't voted in. When Jaylen Brown got to the playoffs, he was considered more of a ball handler with Marcus Smart and Jason Tatum compared to the regular season. With this, his field goal percentage took a hit and his points per game, only averaging half a point less at 23.1 points per game. His rebounds and assist numbers stayed the same, but his turnovers jumped up to 3.1 turnovers per game. Jaylen Brown stayed consistent when he got to the finals. 23.5 points per game with 7.3 rebounds and 3.7 assists, all are better than the rest of the playoffs. At 43.1% from the field at 34% from three are very scary. All that considered, Jaylen Brown was one of the best players for the Celtics during the playoff run and can be considered the best. The other player that can be considered the best during the playoff run is Jason Tatum. He averaged 26.9 points per game with 8 rebounds, 4.4 assists, and 2.9 turnovers. He started off the year shooting the ball very inefficiently. As the year progressed, he shot 45.3% from the field and 35.3% from three. Jason Tatum had an all-star caliber year and finished top 5 in MVP voting. He had a fantastic year this year. Jason Tatum turned more into a playmaker as the playoffs came around. At 25.6 points per game, 6.7 rebounds, and 6.2 assists, with 4.2 turnovers, showed that he was handling the ball more and more, while his field goal percentage took a dip at 42.6%. His field goal percentage was up to 39.3%, and that was widely due to the amount of catch-and-shoot opportunities he got in the playoffs. Jason Tatum was a disappointment in the finals, only averaging 21.5 points per game with 6.8 rebounds and 7 assists. His ball handling numbers were better as he averaged 7 assists and only had 3.8 turnovers per game. His shooting percentage was very alarming, especially when it came to layups, only shooting the ball at a 36.7% clip. His 3-point field goal percentage went up to 45.5%, and that was strictly due to the amount of catch and shoot opportunities. Kevin Durant averaged 29.9 points per game, 7.4 rebounds per game, 6.4 assists, and 3.5 turnovers over the course of the regular season. He had a fantastic year and continued to show that he was one of the best scorers, if not the best scorer of all time. He did so at a 51.8% clip and 38.3% from three. In Kevin Durant's one series in the playoffs, he averaged 26.3 points, 5.8 rebounds, 6.3 assists, and 5.3 turnovers per game, all worse than his regular season numbers. He only shot at 38.6% from the field and 33.3% from three. This was all against his horrific series against the Celtics in the playoffs, where the Brooklyn Nets got swept in 4 games by the Celtics. Kevin Durant can work with the Celtics if it's Jason Tatum and Marcus Smart. He's shown that he can do this with multiple other superstars when he was with the Warriors. He averaged 26.2 points per game, 6.6 rebounds, 5.6 assists, and 3 turnovers, which is all very good. At a 51.9% clip and a 38.7% three-point percentage, he looked like he could be one of the greatest scorers of all time, and that's because he is. Jason Tatum and Kevin Durant can work together. The problem is, how are you going to evenly balance both of those guys when they're scoring the basketball? Both are heavy isolation type of players, which means that they will have the ball for the majority of the possession, and you can't have 2 guys on the court that are very similar like that, and that becomes a very big problem. Jaylen Brown can isolate, but he likes working off-ball using off-ball screens and cutting, which is why Jaylen Brown is very valuable to the Celtics and why they made that deep run. Jaylen Brown and Derek White were very important to the finals run, showing that depth could almost beat a superpower in the Warriors with Steph Curry and Klay Thompson along with Draymond Green. Jaylen Brown was a leader for the Celtics this year, putting up fantastic performances and then taking accountability for the rest of the team, calling people out. Jaylen Brown is a leader, and I don't think the Celtics should make a trade for Kevin Durant, strictly because Jaylen Brown is the key to the Celtics' chemistry, along with Marcus Smart. Kevin Durant has shown that he cannot be that leader type. When he has leaders around him that are unselfish like Steph Curry and Draymond Green, it can work. But with Jason Tatum, I think it would be very difficult for the Celtics to get past the Bucks in the East. The Celtics absolutely should not trade Jaylen Brown for Kevin Durant. Thank you for watching the video. If you enjoyed, please like the video and subscribe. And with that, thank you for watching.